sound to make sure that we've got
Yeah.
everything ready to go.
Cool, cool, cool. Great. Now what do we do?
Oh, so now, okay, so I'm gonna have to cut that part out. So I just paused it,
hmm
and I might just pause it for some reason, like I did when we were kind of fooling around stuff. So I'll just jump right
Sounds
into
good.
it, and then
Yeah.
I'll just start asking you questions. Okay?
Lovely. Good, good, good.
Okay,
Okay.
Sappho, and I have to say your name is spelled Sappho, which is pronounced
hmm
Sappho. So that's
Yeah.
a unique name. So where there's a story. So tell us about the story behind your name.
Yeah. It's an ancient Greek name. I'm named after the first female poet in recorded human history, and most people haven't heard of her now because a lot of her content was burned up in the Library of Alexandria or by 13th century Christians who didn't like how gay it all sounded. So she's the lesbian.
Wow, that's incredible. Now,
hmm
you have an incredible story, and I just want to
Oh,
jump right
thank you.
into your story.
Huzzah.
I'm, you're amazing. You're so passionate about everything that you're doing, and
Yay.
this song "Go Getter," I could see you. You're the go getter. You work
Thank
hard,
you.
and you just go get what you want in life. So
hmm
let's talk a little bit about your story and where did that
Yeah.
passion come from? Where did it start?
Ooh. For music in general, both my parents are piano teachers. I've got a strong musical background. I'm a third generation actor in my family. So I think it's just kind of in my DNA. I'm also a music teacher sometimes now. So that's just destiny. And I went to musical theater school. I also studied digital audio so I can produce my own stuff. But the whole pop thing, like this new concept behind my upcoming album, is much more recent. When I finished theater school, I immediately got cast in this immersive theater show, which is like the audience walks around in it. You know, it's a big old house and you can choose your own adventure. I got really obsessed with that, wouldn't shut up about it. And then someone was like, "Have you tried virtual reality?" And I was like, "Oh no, what's that?" And the first time I tried it, I got hooked immediately. And then I got a job at a VR lounge. So was professionally just talking about how much I love VR all day for my job. So that's really where the album comes from, just me hanging out at all these tech events, going to like CES. I actually did go to a tech conference in Busan for a avatar scanning project thing, which is what Go Getter is about. I wrote it on the way back from the plane. So yeah, all of the tech stuff really, really influenced what I was writing about. And I think before then it was a little self-referential. Like I was writing songs about writing songs about writing songs. And that was just too much, too much. Doesn't mean
So
anything.
that sounds like you're really trailblazing. I haven't heard of anybody ever, sort of dipping their toes in and putting the music behind with the virtual. Like they're both
Ooh, yeah.
that sounds like such a wild new concept for people to grasp. But what an experience! Because I do have to
Mm-hmm.
say I had heard your album in a
Yay.
studio in Calgary, and I just closed my eyes and I just I'm like overwhelmed by the power of your voice and the
Oh, thank you.
magicalness of it. It just really almost had an experience wrapped around it. So where
Yeah,
do you see
that's so
this
good to hear.
going? How are you marketing your kind of new form of music, or where you want to take
Mm-hmm.
your music? How are you marketing that?
Well, I think that being true to yourself is, of course, the most important thing in music. You know, like no one likes it if you're trying to be gangster and you're not, right? Please actually be a drug dealer if you're going to rap about being a drug dealer. So if I want to sing about tech and innovation and futurism and science fiction, I should do my best to actually have the most interesting high tech devices used in what I'm doing. For example, there's a new mix of my first single, Get My Together. We can't swear, but Get My Together is my first single. And we're re-releasing it on this album, but with a binaural surround sound mix. So instead of coming from two places, it sounds like it's coming from 7 places.
Wow.
7.1 binaural audio. Because so many people don't know they can do this. People are unaware of the opportunities that are available to them. So I'm really trying to make people aware with that. And same with the VR stuff. It only recently, I think, became possible for indie people to be able to afford to like rent a 360 camera or get the software that they need to even edit content that wraps around your entire face in a headset. So I really just want people to know that they can do it by doing it myself. Yeah.
Well, I think that's incredible. And your research is got to be hours and hours and hours. So, when there's always the question is, when you see somebody that is really honing their craft and going after their dreams and pursuing their dreams in literally uncharted territory, what does that look for? Like, what does that look like? Let's talk about that commitment to your craft and the time that you spend working on your craft just to learn the road to create that new path.
Yeah.
What has that road been for you?
Well, broken down into years, I've been singing for 11 years and I went to school for it and all that stuff. But in a much more fun way, I would say I have a pie chart. I track every minute of my time on this insane pie chart that I've been keeping going for almost a year now. I can't wait till the year ends so that I can see a pie chart of my whole year. But I don't know if you can see that. Okay, that's my October so far. This medium pink triangle is just me working on music stuff. I'm counting this as a pink triangle thing. This lighter pink is music research. This is like VR research. This one's hanging out with friends. And this is mostly teaching, like doing music professionally where I get paid serious money for it. And I won't break it down any further, but every month is just like a little bit different. Like last month, I was hanging out with people way more. And had another job.
You were at Women
so
of Inspiration this month, so your pie chart's a little bit broader.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I definitely tracked that as like music stuff I was doing because I sang there and people saw me sing there. So I for sure put that under the music category rather than the social category.
So is it safe to say from your pie chart there, which is absolutely incredible, that's mind-blowing that you
I love it.
have that detailed so much, because I think there's a lot of lessons that we can actually learn from that and that commitment to your success. Do you think that has any reflection of your success so far?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first started doing it, it was really, really interesting to see how consistent a lot of my months were, which really weirded me out. I thought I was doing a lot of different stuff, but in general, I spend 30% of my time on whatever I care about the most. And recently that's been music, but I was working at the VR Lounge when I first started doing this. So you can see in previous months, there's a huge green triangle taking up about 30% of my time, just doing VR stuff. And then music is a close second. So it really brought to the forefront how much doing work for other people detracted from what I was trying to do.
And then we look at 365 days a year, only 24 hours in a day. And of those 24 hours in that day, 30% is directly related to your craft. The other, I would say, it almost looks like the other 50,
like 20%.
It looks even larger. Like everything that you're doing is somehow infused into researching, promoting. It all has to do with what it is that your goal is. Would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you look at my whole year right here, we've got working on music, socializing, surprisingly. I think I might need to split that into 2 categories for next year, because that includes like if I'm hanging out with one person or a lot of people, it's all going in the same category. So I think it makes it seem like I party more than I do, but whatever. Music research. Then I've got working professionally in VR as my 4th category, which I haven't done that much this month, but over the course of the year, it's taken up 559 hours doing that, which is like 13% of my year. So I'd say that all of those categories are pretty relevant.
I'm just blown away by when somebody says, so how much time do you spend on your craft? And you're like, let me check on that. Would you like to know this month, last month, like an overall year? Like that is super incredible. And if you wouldn't mind sharing that link with me afterwards, I'd love to share that link with everybody that's watching, because I think that's really important, is where we spend our time. With the passion that we spend our time directly relates to our success, which, and I think that you are a perfect example of that.
Oh, thank you. Although, to be fair, I have spent over 100 hours just goofing about. I've got goof abouts as a category, which is when I'm achieving nothing. Like maybe I'm watching reality TV. So
would you say that would be that your creative part? Because we do need those gaps where we actually schedule the unexpected. I
Oh,
always like to call that
yeah.
in my calendar. I have blocks. I'm like, expect the unexpected. So there is some breathing space for me
For
to
sure.
take on some sort of experience or creative space that I will actually utilize for my craft later. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And I've also spent 83 hours this year crying. So yeah, I think it's very important to make your own categories. Like this app comes with categories like eating and transit. And I just lumped that all into one thing called necessities and focus more on things that I'm choosing to do rather than just stuff that I have to do.
So,
Yeah.
is there a category for mentorship now? Because part of the Woman of Inspiration leadership
Mhm.
journey is we're excited that you're able to share your knowledge with someone else um, that is breaking into or that in the same industry that
Yeah.
can learn from your success. So, I hope that that will include that mentorship piece and that give
Yeah.
back piece. Is there that space in there that you have in your calendar already that you continue to build on?
Yeah, I think that what category that ends up in depends on who I get as a mentor. Like if I get another musician, for sure, I'm just going to put that in the music category with everything else that we're doing to further ourselves as artists. But maybe they'll be like a tech person, in which case I'll just put a little VR hat on them.
Well, I look
Or
forward
maybe I'll make a new category if they have nothing to do with any of those things. But
Well, I
we'll
look
see.
forward to actually hearing who you're going to be mentored with
Yeah.
because you're super creative. You're super on the time management piece. And I
Oh,
think that
thank you.
those are definitely assets to share, plus all of
Thanks.
your knowledge. Now,
Yeah.
I do have to ask you, I mean, we always talk about how we achieve success and leaders
Hmm.
lead. One thing that is certain from everybody that I talk to is you don't know the ripple effect that you're making with others. So maybe
Oh,
you can
yeah.
tell me about, how it felt to be recognized and where you feel that you can make a bigger impact.
Oh man, it was totally crazy. As you know, I did try to like get out of it because I didn't think I deserved to be there at all. Like the album isn't even out yet. So what am I doing winning an award for an album that basically only you in the studio have now heard? But being in a room full of people who were all equally surprised, for the most part anyway, I think no one felt like, oh yes, I deserve to be at award shows all day, every day. Yeah, being in a room full of equally confused people felt really reassuring and kind of made it a real community thing instead of just like one show. I really, really felt that these are people I'm going to keep coming back to, which I don't think I expected going in. And to reach further, I think I do way too much stuff alone. Like this is my first solo album, but I definitely don't see myself doing another solo album anytime soon. I've got collaborations going with other artists in the city now, and I'm working really hard to show up at music events and meet new people. I've actually got someone coming here tonight who I've never worked with before with like the opposite style to me completely, and we're just going to see if we can make something. And hopefully some of those collaborations will turn into like just making more interesting artistic pieces that aren't just me and my weird little brain, and reaching new audiences as well by
Well, I
being
think
like,
that's
hey,
something
my
really
fans, meet this guy's fans. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's really something very important is that as leaders, you get sort of on your island and
Mm-hmm.
you build your craft and then, your circle, I mean, you need support in order to grow as well. So I think that's what the Women of Inspiration
Mm-hmm.
alumni will certainly help spearhead is that all of the leaders that have been brought together are each doing remarkable things in very, very diverse areas so that you
Yeah.
have that support system to continue to grow as a leader as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that we talk about this year, especially was, last year we launched Support Her, which is to
Yeah.
empower the men that are champions for women in their networks, workplaces, and communities.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can talk to me and share with me what your support network looked like. And did you have any support hers in your corner helping you build your craft?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I've got an amazing family. I'm very, very lucky. And it's totally bizarre. They're all just like me. It's super weird. Um, my dad is so smart that he destroyed the University of Calgary branch of Mensa because he thought Mensa was stupid. Wait, we should cut that out. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. But yeah, my parents are both musicians. They're both amazing. They spent all the money on my education. Like we didn't go to the movies or have a car or any of those luxuries. They just put it all into lessons for me and my brother. My brother is a scientist, which is very, very fun. I check my math with him if I'm trying to get beyond the scope of how techie I can get. And I've got a really great community here in Toronto. There's the Women of Inspiration and also just musicians I went to school with. My now boyfriend, who directed my first 360 music video, has always been really supportive as well. For the most part. He also makes fun of me a lot, but that's what I get. So that's what I deserve for just being me.
Well, no, and I think that's really important. And what about I know that there was somebody really important in your music career that sort of helped you move that forward. So maybe you can share a little bit about those relationships that you've built, because I believe success is about building relationships, and
for sure,
all need to really invest into those people and supporters that have supported our journey as well.
Yeah, well, then I got to talk about the beach audio. My recording engineer, Ryan, is a hero. He's incredible. He added so many spicy little details that I didn't even think about. Like, there's a moment where I say the word endlessly, and he just made it repeat for the whole song. And I was like, Ryan, that's amazing. I got to talk about Lenny Williamson, who until quite recently owned the beach and nominated me for the Women of Inspiration thing and like connected me with you. He's been really good with helping me find people that can come up with ideas that maybe I wouldn't come up with, or tell me when to stop when I'm being crazy, that kind of stuff. And just everyone at the beach. There's John, there's Keely, all incredible people. And all the studio musicians that we brought in as well. There's going to be like a little list of them in, not the liner notes because those don't exist anymore, but on my website when the album comes out, there'll be links to everyone else's websites and everything there.
Well, it sounds like you have an amazing support system, and it's only going to get bigger. I have no doubt that the support system, people getting to know your story and how passionate you are about building your dreams, inspires others to step into their own dreams. So tell me, I know that you've got lots to share about your album. So maybe you can share a little bit about this album launch for January 10th, 2020 with everyone, so that we can all get ready to support you on the launch of your album. How long did it take you to get to this point with the album?
Well, Go Getter is actually the oldest song on the album. I wrote that in about December 2017. I continued writing the album through all of 18, recorded it in April in 2019, and it's coming out January 2020. So it's been like a long road, but a reasonably long road. Like I think most albums take 1 to 3 years, so not the worst. And what can I say about it? It is like if Isaac Asimov wrote Katy Perry's lyrics. You know, the highest grossing movies, 4 out of 5 of the highest grossing movies of all time have contained sci-fi themes, like Avengers, Avatar, and Star Wars are up top there. And literature has been killing it with sci-fi as well. TV shows, we got Black Mirror. The new Twilight Zone is coming out soon, and I really felt like there just wasn't enough in music to follow this inspiring little poppin' little trend, right? Which is not to say there aren't some incredible musicians who would fall into the sci-pop category. Like, of course, Elton John, David Bowie, Jonathan Coulton of the Portal soundtrack fame. But I don't think I've seen enough people engaging directly with the tech they're singing about, which is really, really what I'm trying to do. To not use buzzwords and be authentic about it.
Would you say that you're the first female breaking into that space?
Maybe. I would love to be wrong about that. I'd love to be corrected. I think that Poppy sings a lot about sci-fi concepts, but I don't think that she actually has the tech to back it up. So I'm going to start a fight with her, but like a fun friendship one.
Well, I think that's interesting to know, because when people are listening to you, they're like, what is, like, it's a new concept, virtual reality, and then putting the I mean, and when you close your eyes, you obviously experience something very new. So I think that's really exciting for you, and I hope that you have some sort of big visions, like of who you want to partner with. I mean, who you want to pitch to. Like Disney comes to mind. I mean, oh my goodness.
So that'd be so fucking cool. Oh, sorry, I totally will bleep that out, but I'm excited about Disney.
Right. I think that would be super cool to sort of, reach for those stars now. And certainly with the circle of influence that you're sort of moving into, and everybody's working on their dreams. Nobody's at the limit ever. So, I'm happy to be a part of this journey with you, and we look forward to you doing some incredible things. Now, is there any words of advice for anybody that, might be thinking about, do I have what it takes to pursue my dreams? Or they're sitting at this space where they're like going, I'm so tired. I'm not quite there yet. What has kept you going to really keep pushing forward with your dreams? What inspired you to do that?
I think necessity, honestly. Like, the alternative to pursuing your dreams is nightmarish. It is a horrifying prison that you don't want to get trapped in. Worst case scenario, I pursue my dreams and it doesn't work out, and I realize I have to reevaluate what my dreams are and do something else that would also suit me, right? But if you don't even try, you'll never find out, and you'll be stuck thinking like, oh, I'm writing my album still, and I'm 100 years old and it's not done yet. And oh, I could have been a great musician if only I could have got it done. Like, just do it. I don't care if it's bad. Just do it. Take classes online. Ask people, post on Facebook about it, ask for help when you need it, and get it done. Because honestly, I really thought that I'd want to be a solo artist forever, and I didn't think that much about collaboration until the solo album was done. And now I'm like, oh, okay, not going to do that again for a while, even though it was my favorite thing I've ever done. Right? Like, you can only move on once you've done it. So get a copy and get to work.
Incredible. I love to see your journey unfold. I'm excited about your launch.
Yeah, I'm pumped too.
Album. Now, what is the name of the album that we're to watch for on January 10th, 2020?
Time Machine. It's called Time Machine. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Sappho, for this great interview and for the insights. I think there's a couple nuggets that everybody can take away. I know I'm still in awe of your time management and just the length of the time that you've actually, designated to working your craft, because I think it's important for people to see that behind the scenes, behind the performances and the shiny lights and all that great stuff is a lot of hard work that takes years and years.
So tired.
I bet you are, but are you taking any time off?
What?
No, that's what I thought.
Yeah. No.
So maybe we should schedule some of that time the next time. But thank you so much for the interview today. I do want to sing us out with your Go-Getter song, which is super great. So thank you, everybody, for watching. This is our Inspired podcast.
Can I say one more thing before we play us out?
Yes.
Okay, viewers interested in 360 film, check out the 360 music videos by Bjork, One Republic, and Avicii. They will totally help you understand what the VR is that I'm doing. And go to saphosvoice.com if you want to directly ask me questions about any of it. Boom, that's it.
Love it. That was fast and furious. So sappho.com.
Sappho's Voice.
Sappho's Voice.
Sappho's Voice. That's my website. Yeah.
And so that is saphosvoice.com, and Sappho is spelled
Sappho.
HO voice.com.
Yeah.
To listen to more from Sappho. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yay.
It's very exciting, and we look forward to seeing great things with you in the future.
Huzzah.
And we are going to play you out.
Mm-hmm.
This is for our listeners.
So am I, that's what I love about you. You always try to make things better. Do or die, that's what I love about you. You always go, 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 go. Woo-hoo.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day. See you soon.
See you in the future. You always go, 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 go.